So I recently got to try the Oculus Quest 2. One of my friends here in Hanoi has it, and this is my first kind of foray into the world of VR gaming. I want to touch on a couple of the impressions I had, not only in the hardware, but the user experience, and then finally what I think a use case for it would be. Let's start with the hardware. The Oculus Quest 2 is kind of the first fully contained headset, meaning you charge the handles, you charge the headset, and other than that, there's no wires. Now, this kind of experience is really, really immersive. I mean, everything from the controllers that feel really nicely made with a good weight to it, to the headset, which feels a little bit clunky at first, having so much weight far out in front of you. It would have been nice if they could have added the battery pack to the back of your head, maybe, to add a little bit more in like weight distribution, but it's not heavy enough to really make that big of a difference. The second thing is just kind of the speed and fluidity of going into games and starting stuff up. This uses the Qualcomm XR2 chipset along with a bunch of infrared cameras, and those infrared cameras essentially create a safe zone. So if you have a small area to play in, as soon as it senses that you are at the proximity of that safe zone, those cameras will turn on and you will see like a black and white infrared image of what's around you. So you're able to play with a fair amount of just kind of general awareness and safety, and you're never ever thinking about, am I going to hit something, or am I going to like kind of leave this virtual experience, which I think is really, really important for a product like this that people are going to be using in their home. The next aspect of this that I want to touch on is the UI. So a lot of the UI when you're wearing it is very immersive. Now there is like a screen, there's a start menu and stuff, and you have to use the joysticks on your hands to control that. And now that experience of using the buttons on your hand, I must say, it really takes you out of the virtual VR overall experience, and it brings you into a much more console-like using your thumbs experience. That's not a bad thing, that's just the way you have to navigate the menu system. Now, once you're actually into the games and gaming, this is where things get interesting. Using the middle finger and then the trigger finger along with your thumbs to manipulate stuff and involving more of your body into the actual gameplay and into the actual user experience is something that takes this from a conventional video game into a much more worldly, immersive, I'm going to be using the word immersive a lot, but it's the best way to describe it, experience. Now there's some games where that I got to play where you do have to use the joysticks a little bit more, but at least to me, really the sweet spot with this was two things. One was a virtual shooting game where you could look around and you could actually, like, you shoot a box, it explodes, and then you have to follow where those boxes are, shooting them. Now, because there's no other auxiliary 3D mapping hardware in the room, the accuracy of the guns, at least in your perception of where they are, is not the most accurate. So like, for instance, if I was trying to do something with a sniper rifle in like a Call of Duty type of game, they would have to spend a lot of time to really hone in on the accuracy of the momentum-based controls. Now, for me, the area of gaming that was just really the sweet spot, the thing that made me go like, wow, this is technology that I want. Like, I want an Oculus Quest 3. It was the boxing game. And I think that outside of necessarily the boxing game, I think games where you have to use your hands and that you actually have to physically move, those are going to be the games that take non-conventional gamers, people outside of the world of like PC gaming, console gaming, VR gaming, and bring them into the world of VR gaming. The boxing game, it's something that Joe Rogan's talked about a bunch of times, but my experience of it was really groundbreaking in regards to, I have boxing experience. I've been to a few boxing gyms. I took boxing classes for a little while. I've done some sparring, but the actual head movement of keeping my arms up, bobbing and weaving, throwing punches, and then moving around with the virtual fighter, that was something that gave me a workout. My Mi Band said that my heart rate was up to like 135, 140 beats per minute when I was playing. I was beginning to sweat, even though we were outside where it was cold. But more importantly than not, I see this being a revolution in gaming insofar as people that have gamed their entire life, sitting down, using their thumbs, now have an opportunity to have not the same experience, but in many ways a better, more immersive, more complete experience, free from wires, while getting a workout. If I was to track a workout and play for 30 minutes, I probably would have done 1,500 steps, probably burned 1,000 calories within 20 to 30 minutes of doing this VR boxing game. And the thing is that the habits and the things that you have to continue to do while playing something like this are things that you take with you. Having to keep my hands up. Like, I was not doing so well because I was dropping my hands, and I could see where my hands were in real time. So having to keep my hands up, bobbing, weaving, moving my head, moving my body. Those are things that were like totally real. Now, something like basketball, I don't know necessarily if we're going to be seeing 2K VR experience with movement or not. I think that would be kind of difficult, to be honest. And I would rather just play basketball in person like I'm going to do tonight. But for something even like the movement of firing a rifle and using a sniper rifle and having to take the action back and cock it, stuff like that, I could see this totally translating for something like that. Even stuff insofar as like cycling and giving you like this immersive cycling experience, I could see this technology really moving forward. Would I buy this for $300? If God forbid I was living in a country that I couldn't get out and exercise and stuff like that, and I needed a way to get a cardiovascular workout during COVID time right now, totally. I mean, totally. Like, if I was someone that was taking boxing classes and my boxing gym was closed due to COVID, I'm totally buying an Oculus Quest 2 just so I can get that extra practice in. And honestly, I see this being just as much of a revolution in the world of gaming as I do in health and fitness. If you guys want me to do more videos about this, let me know in the comment section down below. I'm working on a camera comparison between the Xiaomi Mi 10T Pro and the Xiaomi Mi 10. Not an official camera comparison, just some thoughts. Ugh. And with that burp, this video is done. Click these videos here. I'm waiting. Watch more videos. Watch more videos.